Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in today. We are in the mountains of southwest Montana, and this is mostly a driving tour. It's the middle of the day, really harsh afternoon light, so I don't really expect to be pulling my camera out anytime soon, unless I find just the right scene, and we're probably going to be looking to do something in black and white. There are a lot of dead trees here, both from fire, mountain pine beetle outbreaks, and it's actually made for some really interesting patterns, designs. What I'd really be looking for is finding an isolated white bark pine that had been either killed by fire, most likely by beetle, and trying to compose some mountains in the background, maybe some foreground depth, and trying to play off that really shiny silvery bark that these trees get after they've been killed. So we're really high up. We're at over 8,000 feet right now, and we're going to continue climbing throughout the day. So if we see anything, we'll stop and give it the old college try. But if not, this is a beautiful day to get out, fly the drone, and just be up high. It's the last day of August, and if you're like me and work outside during the summer, August is probably the worst time of year. And so having a good day in August is hard to come by. And so very lucky to be out here today, and yeah, we'll see what we find as things go on. Well, we got out, stopped, and went for a little walked the dogs a bit, and I found a composition. I'm not sure I even really like it. This is one of the ones where I don't think I'm going to really know or understand that until I get it back into post and do my own renderings there. So let me flip you around and show you what I'm working with. So there is a dead tree with a couple of younger ones that are growing up underneath it, some Krummholz form, and one that just, probably didn't die in the fire. It was too small. And so, yeah, I have the mountains in the back completely over the top of it so that the edges aren't going over the mountain line. And yeah, I think I'm going to convert this one to black and white because the colors are so harsh. So difficult out here that I don't think anything color-wise is going to make sense. So anyways, if this one turns out, I will show you here. Now, I didn't like this image. It was just too noisy for me. The two young trees that turned out to be very dark underneath it, I think added too much distraction to it. So overall, not my favorite, but I figured we'd show it for this video anyway. All right, we just came up to an incredible view on our drive today. It's one of those awesome turn the corner and the view just opens up kind of things. So I stumbled down from where we parked the rig up on the road and found some of these really cool cliffs down here that look into a scree field and into a bunch of trees that have been either killed by the mountain pine beetle, and it's got the edge of an old fire scar too, so there's a lot of mortality, but it creates some really interesting contrast, and the scene will probably end up in black and white best, but let me turn you around and show you what we're working with. All right, so we've got a large mountain in the back. We've got layers and layers of trees that we're working with here. A really cool cliff as well. It's probably about I don't know, maybe a 50-foot drop down from there. So pretty mindful of my camera at the moment. And then it's just layer after layer of rolling hills and unfortunately dead trees from a pretty severe wildfire. But really, it's, even with the dead forest, it's a beautiful scene. Cannot complain today. Absolutely gorgeous. So, yep, I am set up very close to the edge, and yeah, I'll show you how this image turns out now. So I decided to go with a color image after all. I thought the bright green riparian vegetation was a really nice complement to the red cliffs and the way that the blue mountains have their kind of haze working in the back. It looks like a really cool scene that you would really only get in late summer, and because of that, I'm actually really pleased with how this image turned out. Well, I made quite a mistake, and I had left my long lens up at the truck. So there is a beautiful, beautiful light catching the tops of some of these really characteristic old dead white bark pine. And by the time I ran back to the rig, grabbed my long lens, put it on, set it up, light was gone. So I'm just gonna hang out for a minute and see if it comes back, and hopefully it does, because that was probably my favorite shot that I've seen today. So, oh well, getting impatient, getting ahead of myself, getting excited doesn't do me any favors. I think I'd know that by now, but I don't. So, yeah, probably won't get another shot, but if I do, if I'm lucky, here it is. So it turns out I did get lucky. The sun came back out and offered some really nice late afternoon directional light to these fire-killed trees. The bark had sloughed off of these already, and so what you're left with is that really clean, smooth wood surface underneath, and it catches the light in a really unique way. Overall, this is probably my favorite image of the day. Well, we've got a lot of road to cover, and so I think it's probably time to pack up, say goodbye to this view, and move on to the next. But this is a hard one hard to leave from. So I'm gonna show you, pan you around one last time and show you how the light's been changing here, and it's been fun. It's been good. Not a bad place to have your camera set up. All right, reached our high point today, 95.87. Absolutely beautiful. I've been staring at this mountain for a good portion of today. Now it's time to set the drone loose and see what we can see from above. back down at the bottom of the mountain now. We got some fantastic footage from the top. We had some great dappled light come in and certainly exceed all of the expectations I had for this outing. Overall, went really good. We came down an amazing canyon too. Unfortunately, the light didn't cooperate, and so I got some drone footage, but it's nothing special. Either way, we're gonna go on, head home now, and process up some images and some video, and call it a day. Thanks for tuning in, and there will be more to come.